Hello everyone, this is Pratik from TechStop, and today in this video we'll be discussing about files class which and what all methods have been introduced in file class in Java 11. Okay, so these are the methods which are introduced in Java 11. So there are four of them. Two of them are related to reading the file contents, and two of them are related to writing some content into the file. So I'll be switching to the, the IDE so that I'll show you how these four methods works. So I have like jot down some code examples to demonstrate how all these four methods work. So first we'll go into the read string method. The read string method which was introduced in Java 11. So it takes in the path argument, and so if say we have a file content string variable which is being set from the contents of the file, which is demo file1. So I've placed a demo file1.txt under my source folder, and so it contents look like this. So hi, this is Pratik from TechStop. So we'll be reading this file using this read string method of the files class, and we'll be setting this file content string variable, and we'll be printing the contents of the file. So let's run this. So if you see, the contents of the files have been read successfully, and we can see that the entire string which was there in the file has been printed out. So this was the first method which was introduced. So let's comment it out, and let's uncomment the second example. So the second okay, so let's yeah, declare it as well. So what the second method does is, so it's similar to the first one, which is read string path method, but it takes in an extra argument which is the char set. So we have to define what character set we have to use while reading the file contents. Okay, so we are reading a demo file2 here, which is whose contents are like this. So it has a uh, it has a character which is there in the UTF-8 character set, but it is not there in the ASCII character set. So I'll demonstrate what happens if we provide a character set uh, using which we can't read the contents of the file. Okay, so let's first read this file content using the UTF-8 character set. So we were able to successfully read the contents of the file using the UTF-8 character set. So now let's read it through the ASCII character set. So let's run this again. So if you see, we have a malformed input exception. So it shows that there is some character which is there in the file, which is this one. This is not part of the ASCII character set. So that's why we got an exception while reading the file content. So we have to specify the correct character set so that we will be able to successfully read the contents of the file. This was the second version of read string. So let's move to the next function, which is for writing the file contents. So I'll just comment out this part first. So this is the third method under which was introduced in Java 11 under files classes. So this is the write string method which takes in a path to the file and the character sequence which we have to write to the file, and some open options like in what say what how we have to open the file. Like we have to define the options, like whether we have to create the file if it doesn't exist, whether we have to append to the file, whether we have to write to the file, and we have to recreate a file even if it exists. So those options we have to specify. So let me show you the options which we can specify. So this is the this is the character set. So these are the character sets which are supported. The example which I showed earlier was related to the USS Sky and UTF-8. But the standard option, open options which I'm talking about is this one. So there is a class standard open option, and we have enums defined in it. So so we have this append, create new. So for example, for create, it is like creating a new file if it doesn't exist, and append means if the file is open for write access, then bytes will be written to the end of the file. So for this example, we are just opening the file with create and append option. So it's a uh, variable argument. So we can specify multiple options, but that has to be the last argument of this function. Okay, so let's run this function. So it reads the demo file 3. Sorry, it writes to the demo file 3, and the contents which are written to this file are this one. So let's run this. So if you see here, a file has been created, demo file 3, and these file contents have been written to this file. Let's open this file. Okay, so this is the same string which is which we wanted to write into that file, and we just printed the absolute part of that written file. So how did we write that? Because the write string return type is a path variable and path object, and using that object we can print the absolute path of the file, which is through this to absolute path and then to string method. So this is how we are printing the absolute path to the file which we have written. So let's move to the next uh, next example for this write string only. So for this example, what we're doing is we are trying to open a file. We're trying to write to a file, but we are trying to open a file with the contradictory options, open options. Let me explain it. So we are opening the file with the append and the truncate existing option. So let's read about it. So what append says is we are appending to the end of the file, plus truncate existing says if the file is already existing, then it is opened for write access, then its length is truncated to 0. So these are two contradicting uh, options which we are specifying in our function call. So let's see what happens. So if you see, illegal argument exception will be thrown, which says that append and truncate existing is not allowed. So when we specify any contradicting options, then the function call will throw an illegal argument exception. So this same exception is also being given in the documentation as well. So yeah, if you see here, illegal argument exception if the options contains an invalid combination of options. So this is what I was trying to demonstrate. Like if you specify any options which doesn't correlate and which are contradicting, then it will throw an illegal argument exception. So okay, let's move to the last function which was introduced last. So which is also a write string function, but for this we also specify the character set. Okay, So what we're doing is we are specifying a string, and that string is a bit special that it has a new line character in it. So the write string function also preserve the new line characters as well while writing to the file. And we have so we have specified a UTF-char string. So I'll demonstrate why we are using it. So first, what we're trying to do is we are trying to create a demo file 4, which will be a demo file 4. It will be a file which will be created under the source folder, and let's zoom in a bit. So demo file 4, and we are writing a string s2 using the character set UTF-8. Okay, so this is a overloaded version of the write string operation which we saw earlier. That in that we only specify the path, character sequence, and open options, whereas in this write string we are also specifying the character set. Okay, so what character set we'll be using to write the string into the file, and we are also specifying the open option, which is create and append. Okay, let's run this. So okay, so we are able to successfully create a file and write to that file. So here you go, we have a demo file 4, and if you see here, we are able to write this string into the file, and the new line character is also being preserved while writing the string into a file. So this is the feature which we have in write string method. And let's say if we have to write this UTF, let me delete this file again to demonstrate the next example. What I'll do is I'll write a UTF character string, and I'll just say I'll change it to a different character set, so which is US ASCII. So let me run this again. So this time it shows it throws an error showing that unmappable character exception. So since this string has a character which is not there as part of the ASCII character set, we will not be able to write that particular string into the file, and we'll get an exception saying that there is an unmappable character exception. So let's change it to UTF-8, and let's try to write it again. So this time we were able to write it successfully to a file, and file is created with the same string. Okay, so these are the 4 functions which were introduced in Java 11 under the files class. Okay, so this was it from this video. I'll be sharing this project and also the PPT. You can have a link to both the code and the document in the description of this video. Okay, so this was it from today's video. So I'll bring the next video soon. So till then,